Hi, and welcome to this AI in C# video on the Microsoft Agent Framework. Today we're going to look at a very niche topic, and that is how to use an ONNX model. So ONNX models are files on a disk that can be used as an LLM. And in our case, we're going to use one from Hugging Face called 5.4 Mini Instruct ONNX. And it's from Microsoft. It's an AI. You could use it normally with Ollama and Foundry Local and so on. But if you don't want to have any of those services running, you can take an ONNX model, which is just files, and make your AI calls with that. So down here is some instructions on how to download. I also have put them in my samples here. We need to use the Hugging Face CLI, and in order to do that we need Python. So once we have Python installed, we can say pip install the Hugging Face CLI, and we get a hf.exe, and that can say download and then the file, and then download what version you want. There's a GPU version and so on up here, where you can choose which one you want here. So there's CPU, CUDA, and so on. In my case, I'm just downloading the GPU version, and when I did that, I ended up with a folder that looks like this. So inside my ONNX folder, where I ran the command, I got a GPU and this folder here, and then got these files. And the model itself is this file, and the rest of them are more or less configurations. So once we have this, we have a path to this. And that's the only thing we need when we want to run this. But ONNX itself requires a few NuGet packages. So if we look over here, we use the Agents AI like normal, and then we have a Microsoft ML ONNX Runtime GenAI, which can run ONNX models. So what we do is, and I want to start this at the same time because my machine is very slow, and this ask about what this capital of Bulgaria is will take like 40 seconds. That's not because ONNX is bad or anything, it's just because my CPU and GPU are so old as it is. But we have put in a small prompt here that we want to have this path from my machine. And we are going to check if that exists. And if it does, we will make an ONNX runtime chat client. And the only thing it needs is a folder. And once we have made that, now it's loading up the configuration and stuff. Now we can create the AI agent. That is normal. So we have an agent, and now we can ask like normal. And this will take a while. And while we're waiting, there's some fairly limited options for ONNX models. So for example, they can't do function calling. So it's not like a thing that you end up using all over the place. But again, this thing that you could essentially package everything into a folder and then run it without anything is perhaps a better way than running Foundry Local, where you need to install this runtime and stuff. It gives the same effect in my mind that we can do this. And we can see we got our answer back, which is the capital of Bulgaria, Sofia. So that is quite normal, and that is everything I have today. A short one, but see you next week.